हेलो एस्पायरेंट्स एंड माय डियर स्टूडेंट्स। आज की हम इस वीडियो में पॉलिटी एंड इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन के कुछ क्वेश्चंस देखने वाले हैं, एमसीक्यूज़ देखने वाले हैं, जो कि अराउंड 100 होंगे। और ये एमसीक्यूज़ हमारे बहुत सारे एग्ज़ाम्स में काम आने वाले हैं, चाहे वो कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्ज़ाम्स हो लाइक CGL एंड RAS, UPPSC दिस टाइप ऑफ एग्ज़ाम्स, या फिर अगर हमारे जो कॉलेजेस के एग्ज़ाम्स होते हैं इंडियन कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन से रिलेटेड, उन एग्ज़ाम्स में भी ये काफ़ी ज़्यादा यूज़फुल हमारे लिए होने वाले हैं। सो हम अपने क्वेश्चन स्टार्ट करते हैं और हमारा जो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन है वो है हु वाज द एजुकेशन मिनिस्टर इन द फर्स्ट कैबिनेट ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट इंडिया। और इसके लिए हमारे पास 4 ऑप्शंस हैं, जिसमें से फर्स्ट है सर्वपल्ली राधाकृष्णन, सेकेंड इज़ सरदार वल्लभ भाई पटेल, थर्ड मौलाना अबुल कलाम आज़ाद एंड फोर्थ आचार्य नरेंद्र देव। और जो हमारा राइट ऑप्शन है वो है ऑप्शन सी, विच इज़ मौलाना अबुल कलाम आज़ाद। सेकेंड क्वेश्चन जो है वो है मेंशन द करेक्ट डेट ऑफ द लास्ट मीटिंग ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली ऑफ इंडिया। और इसके लिए हमारे पास 4 ऑप्शंस हैं। A option is 26 November 1949, B 5 December 1949, C 24 January 1950 और D 25 January 1950। और हमारा जो राइट ऑप्शन है वो है C 24 January 1950। थर्ड क्वेश्चन इज हाउ मैनी फंडामेंटल राइट्स आर प्रोवाइडेड बाय द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन। और इसमें हमारे पास जो 4 ऑप्शंस हैं, फर्स्ट 8, ऑप्शन बी 9, ऑप्शन सी 5 या फिर ऑप्शन डी 6। और इसमें हमारा जो राइट आंसर है वो है ऑप्शन बी, दैट इज 9। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज हु सेड इंडिया इज अ क्वासी फेडरल स्टेट। ऑप्शन ए लॉर्ड ब्राइस, ऑप्शन बी आइवॉर जेनिंग्स, ऑप्शन सी H.J. लास्की और ऑप्शन डी KC वियरे। और राइट ऑप्शन है ऑप्शन डी KC वियरे। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन हु अमंग द फॉलोइंग वाज द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल एडवाइजर टू द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली ऑफ इंडिया। ऑप्शन ए डॉक्टर BN राव, ऑप्शन बी डॉक्टर BR अम्बेडकर, ऑप्शन सी KM मुंशी, ऑप्शन डी MC सेटलवाद। एंड द राइट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन ए डॉक्टर BN राव। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज habeas corpus is associated with which part of the given part of the constitution. Option A preamble, option B fundamental rights, option C DPSPs, option D fundamental rights. And the right option is option B fundamental rights. habeas corpus जो है वो हमारी वन ऑफ द रिट्स हैं जिसके थ्रू हम अपने फंडामेंटल राइट्स को एनफोर्स करा सकते हैं। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज द मेंबर्स ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंट असेंबली वर ऑप्शन ए इलेक्टेड बाय प्रोविंशियल असेंबलीज, ऑप्शन बी इलेक्टेड डायरेक्टली बाय पीपल, ऑप्शन सी नॉमिनेटेड बाय द गवर्नमेंट या फिर ऑप्शन डी ओनली रिप्रेजेंटेटिव्स ऑफ द प्रिंसली स्टेट्स। एंड द राइट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन ए elected by provincial assemblies. Next question is which article of Indian Constitution states the directive principles of state policy on promotion of international peace and security. And option A is Article 57, option B Article 59, option C Article 51 or option D Article 49. And the correct option is option C Article 51. Next question who was the first foreign minister of free India? Option A Jawaharlal Nehru, option B Gulzari Lal Nanda, option C Lal Bahadur Shastri और ऑप्शन डी जॉन मथाई। And the right option is option A, Jawaharlal Nehru. Next question. India is called secular country because citizens have the fundamental right to option A, freedom of speech and expression, option B, freedom to profess the religion of one's choice, option C, assemble peacefully without arms and weapons, or option D, form association and unions or cooperatives. The right option is option B, freedom to profess the religion of one's choice. Next question. In Indian Constitution, the method of election of president has been taken from which country? Option A, Britain, option B, United States of America, option C, Ireland, or option D, Australia. And the correct option is option C, Ireland. Next question. What is the meaning of liberty? Option A, right to express anything. Option B, right to go anywhere. Option C, absence of restrictions. Or option D, presence of restrictions. And the correct option is option C, that is absence of restrictions. Next question. Which article of the Constitution of India gives a working definition of the Indian state? Option A, Article 10, option B, Article 11, option C, Article 12, or option D, Article 13. And the correct option is option C, Article 12. Next question. How many fundamental duties are given under Constitution? Option A, 8, option B, 10, option C, 11, option D, 9. And the correct option is option C, 11. Next question. One of the implications of equality in society is the absence of A, privileges, B, restraints, C, competition, D, ideology. And the correct option is option A, privileges. Next question. Which article under Constitution deals with fundamental rights? Option A, Article 371, option B, Article 12 to 35, option C, Article 71, or option D, Article 226. And the correct option is option B, Article 12 to 35. Next question. Which one of the following cases in the Supreme Court of India dealt with the issue of creamy layer among the backward classes? Option A, K.M. Nanavati versus State of Bombay. Option B, Indira Sahani versus Union of India. Option C, Madhu Limai versus Ved Murthy. Or option D, Sajjan Singh versus State of Punjab. And the correct option is Indira Sahani versus Union of India. Next question is, the directive principles of state policy have been borrowed from which country? Option A, America. Option B, Netherlands. Option C, Ireland. Option D, Russia. And the correct option is option C, Ireland. Next question. Which one of the following writs is issued by the Supreme Court to secure the freedom of a person upon unlawful arrest? Option A, habeas corpus. Option B, mandamus. Option C, certiorari. या फिर option D, quo warranto. And the correct option is option A, habeas corpus. Next question is, which article empowers the High Court to issue writs? Option A, Article 223. Option B, Article 220. Option C, आर्टिकल 226 या फिर ऑप्शन डी आर्टिकल 232. एंड द करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन सी आर्टिकल 226. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज द कैटेगरी ऑफ overseas citizens of India was entered in the Citizenship Act of India through an amendment in the year option A 1986, option B 1992, option C 1996 या फिर option D 2003. And the correct option is option D 2003. Next question. On which of the given grounds the constitutional validity of a legislation can be challenged in the Supreme Court? Option A, infringement of fundamental rights. Option B, repugnant to constitutional provisions. Option C, the authority that framed is not competent to do so. या फिर option D, all of the above. एंड द करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन डी ऑल ऑफ द अबव. इनमें से किसी भी ग्राउंड के ऊपर अगर किसी लेजिस्लेशन को चैलेंज किया जा सकता है तो उसकी कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल वैलिडिटी जो है वो सुप्रीम कोर्ट चेक कर सकता है. नाउ ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. अकॉर्डिंग टू आर्टिकल 25 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन, राइट टू फ्रीडम ऑफ रिलीजन इज नॉट सब्जेक्टेड टू ऑप्शन ए पब्लिक ऑर्डर, ऑप्शन बी हेल्थ, ऑप्शन सी मोरालिटी या फिर ऑप्शन डी ह्यूमैनिज्म. एंड द करेक्ट ऑप्शन इज ऑप्शन डी ह्यूमैनिज्म. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. राइट टू प्राइवेसी इज implied as ऑप्शन ए राइट टू लाइफ एंड पर्सनल लिबर्टी, ऑप्शन बी राइट टू इक्वालिटी, ऑप्शन सी राइट अगेंस्ट एक्सप्लॉयटेशन, option D equality. And the correct option is option A right to life and personal liberty. Next question is which one of the following amendments accorded precedence to directive principle over fundamental rights? Option A 24th amendment, option B 39th amendment, option C 42nd amendment or option D 44th amendment. And the correct option is option C 42nd amendment. Now the next question. The right to move freely throughout the territory of India comes under which article? Option A article 11, option B article 13, option C article 19 or option D article 22. And the correct option is option C article 19. Next question is a resolution passed under clause 1 of article 249 shall remain in force for a period not exceeding option A 1 month, option B 3 months, option C 6 months या फिर option D 1 year. And the correct option is option D 1 year. Next question. In India, sovereignty lies with option A Constitution, option B Supreme Court, option D option C Parliament, option D people. And the correct option is option D, that is people. Next question. The proclamation of emergency at the first instance can be restricted to option A 3 months, option B 15 days, option C 6 months या फिर option D 60 days. And the correct option is option C 6 months. Next question. Article 21 capital A of the Constitution provides right to option A work, option B privacy, option C equality या फिर option D education. And the correct option is option D education. Up to the next question. When a financial emergency is proclaimed, option A, repayment of government debts will stop. Option B, payment of salaries to public servants will be postponed. Option C, salaries and allowances of any class of employees may be reduced. If option D, union budget will not be presented. And the answer is option B, payment of salaries to public servants will be postponed. Next question. Article 51A of the Constitution of India entails option A, citizens of India, option B, public servants, option C, all those who run public and private sectors, या फिर option D, Prime Minister and his Council of Ministers. And the right option is option A, citizens of India. Next question. Which one of the following departments is not under the Ministry of Home Affairs? Option A, Department of Official Languages. Option B, Department of Border Management. Option C, Department of Jammu and Kashmir Affairs. या फिर option D, Department of Legal Affairs. And the correct option is option D, Department of Legal Affairs. Next question is, writs under Constitution to Supreme Court can be filed under which article? Option A, Article 32. Option B, Article 31. Option C, Article 23. या फिर option D, Article 21. And the correct option is option A, Article 32. Next question. Division of powers and independent judiciary are the two important features of option A, democratic form of government, option B, federal form of government, option C, socialist form of government, या फिर option D, unitary form of government. And the correct option is option B, federal form of government. Next question is, right to privacy is a part of the fundamental right. That is, under which article right to privacy is given as a fundamental right? Option A is Article 15, option B, Article 19, option C, Article 21, or option D, Article 14. And the correct option is Article 21, that is option C. Next question is, which one of the following Chief Justices of India has acted as President of India? And option A is M. Hidayatullah, option B, P.B. Gajendra Gadkar, option C, P.N. Bhagwati, या फिर option D, all of these. And the correct option is option A, M. Hidayatullah. Next question is, the state shall provide free and compulsory education to all children of the age of 6 to 14 years in such manner as the state may by law determine, provides in option A, Article 19, option B, Article 21, option C, Article 15, या फिर option D, Article 21 capital A. And the right option is option D, Article 21 capital A. Now the next question is, the Council of States has exclusive powers in relations to which of the following? Option A, to initiate proceedings for the removal of the President. Option B, to initiate proceedings for the removal of a judge of the Supreme Court. Option C, to recommend creation of a new All India service. या फिर option D, none of the above. And the correct option is option C, to recommend creation of a new All India service. Now our next question is, judicial review in the Constitution of India is based on option A, precedents, option B, rule of law, option C, process of law, या फिर option D, procedure established by law. And the correct option is option B, rule of law. Now our next question is, after how many days of absence from parliament without permission can a MP be disqualified? Option A, 30 days, option B, 60 days, option C, 90 days, या फिर option D, 120 days. And the correct option is option B, 60 days. Now next question is, Article 15 subclause 1 prohibits discrimination against any citizen on the grounds of option A, religion, race and caste, option B, religion, caste and sex, option C, religion, caste, sex and place of birth, या फिर option D, religion, race, caste, sex and place of birth. And the right option is option D, that is on the basis of religion, race, caste, sex or place of birth. Now next question is, right to vote and to be elected in India is a option A, fundamental right, option B, natural right, option C, constitutional right, या फिर option D, legal right. And the correct option is option C, that is option D, legal right. Now next question is, Parliament has power to legislate with respect to a matter in state list provided it is in the option A, public interest, option B, national interest, option C, both A and B, या फिर option D, none. And the correct answer is option A, public interest. Now, the Parliament can make any law for whole or any part of India for implementing international treaties. Option A, with the consent of all states. Option B, with the consent of majority of states. Option C, with the consent of states concerned, या फिर option D, without the consent of any state. And the correct option is option C, without the consent of any state. Next question is, right to life under Article 21 does not include right to die. This observation was made by Supreme Court in which case? Option A, P. Rathinam versus Union of India. Option B, Gyan Kaur versus State of Punjab. Option C, both A and B. Option D, none. And the correct option is option B, Gyan Kaur versus State of Punjab. Next question is, district judge in a state are appointed by the option A, governor, option B, chief justice of high court, option C, council of ministers of the state, या फिर option D, advocate general of the state. And the correct option is option A, that is governor. Now next question is, in which part of the constitution fundamental duties are enshrined? Option A, part 3, option B, part 4, option C, part 4A, option D, part 5th. And the correct option is option C, part 4A. Next question is, in India, judicial review implies option A, the power of the judiciary to pronounce upon the constitutionality of laws and executive orders. Option B, the power of judiciary to question the wisdom of the laws enacted by the legislatures. Option C, the power of judiciary to review all the legislative enactments before they are assented to by the President. Option D, the power of the judiciary to review its own judgments given earlier in similar or different cases. And the correct option is option A, the power of the judiciary to pronounce upon the constitutionality of laws and executive orders. Now next question is, which article give right to form cooperative society? Option A, Article 19 subclause 1 subclause C, Article 20, Article 19 या फिर option D, Article 19 subclause 1 clause B. Now the correct option is option A, that is Article 19 clause 1 subclause C. Next question is, the power of Supreme Court of India to decide the dispute between the center and state falls under its option A, advisory jurisdiction, option B, appellate jurisdiction, option C, original jurisdiction या फिर option D, constitutional jurisdiction. And the correct option is option C, original jurisdiction. Next question is, the hopes and aspirations of the people as well as ideals before our nation are described under which article of our constitution? Option A, preamble, option B, fundamental duties, option C, directive principles of state policies या फिर option D, state list. And the correct option is option A, preamble. Next question, meaning of state in the constitution is option A, union and state government, option B, state legislature, option C, parliament या फिर option D, all of the above. And the correct option is option D, all of the above. Next question, which of the following is correct about the heading of Article 162 of the Constitution of India? Option A, executive power of state, option B, conditions of governor's office, option C, term of the office of governor या फिर option D, extent of executive power of state. And the correct option is option D, extent of executive power of state. Next question is, in India, legal sovereignty is vested with option A, president, option B, constitution, option C, parliament या फिर option D, judiciary. And the correct option is option C, parliament. Next question, which of the following statements is or are correct? Statement 1 is, the chief secretary in a state is appointed by the governor of that state. And statement 2 is, the chief secretary in a state has a fixed tenure. Now we have four options. Option A, which says only statement A is correct. Option B, which says only statement B is correct. Option C, which says both the statement A and statement B are correct. Whereas option D says neither A nor statement B is correct. So the answer is option A, only statement A is correct. Next question is, who is the guardian of Indian Constitution? Option A, High Court, option B, Supreme Court, option C, Prime Minister या फिर option D, President. And the correct option is option B, Supreme Court. Next question is, which one of the following regarding the ordinance making power of the governor is not correct. Option A, it is not a discretionary power. Option B, the governor may withdraw the ordinance anytime. Option C, the ordinance power can be exercised when the legislature is not in session. या फिर option D, the aid and advice of ministers is not required for declaring the ordinance. And the correct option is option B, the governor may withdraw the ordinance anytime. Now the next question is, the provision of the power of judicial review and independence of judiciary is borrowed from which country? Option A, Australia. Option B, Germany. Option C, Japan. या फिर option D, America. And the correct answer is option D, America. Next question, the central government can assign any function to the states. Option A, on the directive of the president. Option B, on the recommendation of parliament. Option C, anytime it wishes to do so. या फिर option D, with the consent of the state government. And the correct option is option D, with the consent of the state government. Next question is, under which article each citizen of India has given right to health? Option A, Article 14. Option B, Article 15. Option C, Article 17. Option D, Article 21. And the correct option is option D, Article 21. Next question is, which one of the following characteristics is not true for unitary form of government? Option A, swift decision. Option B, flexible. Option C, ideal for large countries. Option D, uniformity of laws. And the correct option is option B, flexible. Next question is, how many schedules are there in our constitution? Option A, 12. Option B, 10. Option C, 11. Option D, 10. And the correct answer is option A, 12. Next question, who among the following is the ex officio chairman of the Northeastern Council? Option A, the President of India. Option B, the Prime Minister of India. Option C, the Union Home Minister. या फिर option D, the Union Minister of State Independent Charge, Ministry of Development of Northeast Region. And the correct option is option C, that is the Union Home Minister. Next question is, India is a republic. It means option A, the public has final authority in all the matters. Option B, India has parliamentary governance. Option C, India does not have a hereditary rule. या फिर option D, India is a union of states. And the correct option is option C, that is India does not have a hereditary rule. Next question is, the Inter-State Council was set up in 1990 on the recommendation of option A, Punchi Commission. Option B, Sarkaria Commission. Option C, Rajamannar Commission. या फिर option D, Mungeri Lal Commission. And the correct option is option B, that is Sarkaria Commission. Next question, which of the following words are not in the preamble of our constitution? Option A, socialist. Option B, secular. Option C, unity. या फिर option D, domination. And the correct option is option D, that is domination. Next question is, the objective of welfare state is option A, ensuring maximum welfare of the maximum number. Option B, managing the welfare of the weaker sections. Option C, providing health facilities to all citizens. Option D, none of the above. And the correct option is option A, ensuring maximum welfare of the maximum number. Next question is, currently how many parts are there in our constitution? Option A, 20. Option B, 22. Option C, 25. या फिर option D, 23. And the correct answer is option C, 25. Next question is, Reserve Bank of India is listed in the dash list given in the 7th schedule in the Constitution of India. Option A, Union. Option B, State. Option C, Global. या फिर option D, Concurrent. And the correct option is option A, Union. Next question is, how many articles are there in our constitution? In this question, it is not about how many articles are there in present, but it is asking how many articles were there when our constitution was formally adopted. Option A is 356, option B 395, option C 404, या फिर option D 448. And the correct option is option B, that is 395. Next question is, in the case of a conflict between the center and the state in respect of a subject included in the concurrent list, option A, the state law prevails. Option B, the union law prevails. Option C, the matter is resolved by the Supreme Court. या फिर option D, the law which had been passed first would prevail. And the correct option is option B, the union law prevails. Next question is, the term of Lok Sabha is option A, 4 years, option B, 5 years, option C, 7 years, या फिर option D, 3 years. And the correct option is option B, 5 years. Next question, in 42nd Constitutional Amendment Act 1976, which word was added to the preamble? Option A, democratic. Option B, equality. Option C, secular. या फिर option D, socialist. And the correct option is option C, secular. Next question is, the voter verifiable paper audit trail, that is VVPAT system was used for the first time by the Election Commission of India in option A, North Paravur Assembly Constituency, Kerala. Option B, Noxane Assembly Constituency, Nagaland. Option C, Mapusa Assembly Constituency, Goa. या फिर option D, Nambol Assembly Constituency, Manipur. And the correct option is Noxane Assembly Constituency, Nagaland. That is option B. Next question is, what can be the maximum interval between the two sessions of Parliament? Option A, 3 months. Option B, 4 months. Option C, 6 months. या फिर option D, 9 months. And the correct option is option C, 6 months. Next question is, which article talks about Uniform Civil Code? Option A, Article 46. Option B, Article 44. Option C, Article 43. या फिर option D, Article 45. And the correct option is option B, Article 44. Next question is, what is the chief source of political power in India? Option A, people, option B constitution, option C parliament या फिर option D state legislature. And the correct answer is option A people. Next question is, the Constitution of India was adopted by Constituent Assembly on option A 26 January 1950, option B 26 November 1949, option C 26 January 1950 या फिर option D 26 November 1950. And the correct option is option B 26 November 1949. Next question is, the State Commission submits its annual report to the option A Governor, option B State Government, option C Chief Justice of the High Court या फिर option D Chief Justice of India. And the correct option is option B State Government. Next question is, which is the highest law of land? Option A Indian Constitution, option B Penal Code, option C Preamble या फिर option D all of the above. And the correct option is option A, that is Indian Constitution. Next question is, freedom of religion is guaranteed by which official document of India? Option A Preamble, option C Fundamental Rights, option C Fundamental Duties या फिर option D Directive Principles of State Policy. And the correct option is option B Fundamental Rights. Next question is, which court issue the writs? Option A District Court, option B Panchayats, option C Civil or Criminal Courts या फिर option D Supreme or High Court. And the correct option is option D Supreme and High Court. Next question is, Controller and Auditor General of India acts as a friend, philosopher and guide for option A Public Accounts Committee, option B Estimates Committee, option C Finance Ministry या फिर option D Committee on Public Undertakings. And the correct option is option A, that is Public Accounts Committee. Next question is, what do you mean by right to equality? Option A rich people are higher than poor, option B all are equal before law, option C government officers are superior या फिर option D union and state enjoy equal powers. And the correct option is option B, that is all are equal before law. Next question is, the Supreme Court guidelines issued in the Vishakha case pertain to option A domestic violence, option B rape and sexual violence, option C sexual harassment at the workplace या फिर option D trafficking in women. And the correct option is option C, that is sexual harassment at the workplace. Next question is, consider the following statements. The Indian Constitution is statement 1 unwritten constitution, statement 2 written constitution, statement 3 based on Government of India Act 1935. Now we have some options, that is option A statement 2 and 1 are correct, option B statement 2 and 3 are correct, statement C option C statement 1 and 2 are correct, or option D, that is statement 1 and 3 are correct. And the correct option is option B, that is statement 2 and 3 are correct. Our constitution is a written constitution and it is also based on Government of India Act 1935. Now the next question is, the members of the UPSC hold the office Option A, during the pleasure of president. Option C, as long as they enjoy confidence in parliament. Option C, for life or till they attain the age of 70 years. या फिर option D, for the term of 6 years or till they attain the age of 65 years. So the correct option is option D, for the term of 6 years or till they attain the age of 65 years. Next question is, preamble is known as dash of the constitution. Option A, soul. Option B, heart. Option C, heart and soul. Option D, none. And the correct option is option C, that is heart and soul. Next question is, in discharge of his functions, the Attorney General is assisted by option A, Solicitor General. Option B, a Solicitor General and 4 additional Solicitors General. Option C, a Solicitor General and 2 additional Solicitors General. या फिर option D, none of the above. And the correct option is option B, that is a Solicitor General and 4 additional Solicitors General. Next question is, the preamble to the Constitution of India secures justice, equality and fraternity to option A, all the persons. Option B, those who reside within the territory of India. Option C, all the citizens. या फिर option D, Indian citizens residing in the territory of India. And the correct option is option C, all the citizens. Next question is, local self-government can be best explained as an exercise in option A, federalism. Option B, democratic decentralization. Option C, administrative delegation. या फिर option D, direct democracy. And the correct option is option B, democratic decentralization. Next question is, which of the following expression is or are employed under Article 19, Clause 1, Subclause G of the Indian Constitution? Option A, profession. Option B, occupation. Option C, trade and business. या फिर option D, all of the above. And the correct option is option D, all of the above. Next question is, which of the following amendments is also known as the mini constitution of India? Option A, 7th amendment. Option B, 42nd amendment. Option C, 44th amendment. या फिर option D, 74th amendment. And the correct option is option B, that is 42nd amendment. Next question is, National Capital Territory of Delhi has been constituted by option A, 71st amendment. Option B, 69th amendment. Option C, ordinance promulgated by the president. या फिर option D, ordinance promulgated by the lieutenant governor. And the correct option is option B, that is 69th amendment. Next question is, which of the following is not a cause of inequality in India? Option A, inequality in the ownership of assets. Option B, laws of inheritance. Option C, corruption and smuggling. या फिर option D, growth of service sector in India. And the correct option is option D, that is growth of service sector in India. Next question is, who among the following scholars has conceptualized the Constitution of India as a seamless web? Option A, M.V. Pillai. Option B, D.D. Basu. Option C, Granville Austin. या फिर option D, Subhas Kashyap. and the correct option is option C, that is Granville, Austin. Next question is, two-party system is found in option A, Russia, option B, United States of America, option C, India, या फिर option D, France. And the correct option is option B, that is United States of America. Next question is, next to Hindi, language spoken by the largest number of peoples in the Indian subcontinent is option A, Bengali, option B, Tamil, option C, Telugu, या फिर option D, Marathi. And the correct option is option A, Bengali. Now the last question of our today's session is, the President of USA is elected after every option A, 3 years, option B, 4 years, option C, 5 years, या फिर option D, 6 years. And the correct option is option B, 4 years. Sorry for misprint, but the correct answer is option B, 4 years. Okay, so we have covered 100 questions in this part of the video. The next set of questions will be dealt in our next video. Okay, so you just have to subscribe this channel so that you can get notification for all the MCQs related videos that will be uploaded on this channel. Thank you and all the very best for your examinations, be it a competitive exam or be it your subjective exams in your universities and colleges. Thank you.